Computer updated.
Tactical has given a disable and destroy on enemy supply train. Tactical has given a disable and destroy on enemy supply train.
Computer updated. Updated. Computer updated.
Trespassing.
Computer updated.
Initiate scan. Acquired. Acquired. Personnel located. Exiting warehouse area. Entering jail area. Destroy security grid protecting industrial region.